Hello everyone, here we are, summer semester, and this video is just for the practicum students that are finishing this summer. If you're just starting practicum, don't watch this video. It's not for you. I guess you can watch it if you want, there's no secret information, but I'm only talking to the folks that are finishing up this summer. All right, for those of you that are lucky enough to be finishing this summer, of course, you started way back in January. You've been working on either the white paper or you've been working on a project. And I won't beat that to death, but you've been working on either one of those two paths. This video, I'm just going to tell you what we're doing to finish up everything for practicum. So what you need to do to finish. Let's talk the first group. Let's talk white paper. So those of you that are doing a white paper, obviously you need to hand in the white paper. It needs to be completed before the last day of the class. It needs to be, we talked about the page count. It theoretically should be 24 pages. I'm not going to, give you a lower grade if it's less, one or two pages less than that. Or I know some folks are going over the page count a bit. That's fine. I would just say let's just say it has to be a minimum of 20 pages and try not to be more than 28, okay, of content. And we've talked about what that content looks like. It's not like a regular paper. All right. And you'll still need a reference page and a cover page, but those don't really count as content. So there's that. So obviously you got to hand in the white paper. And you have to do a presentation. There's a video about the presentation below, what kind of slides you want to do, and the format of the presentation. So you got two things to do. Finish your white paper and do the presentation. That's easy. Let's talk about the next group. If you are a project person, well, you're a little bit different because you don't necessarily have a thing you can hand in. So what you need to do is produce a log sheet that has your hours. So I know some of you, actually, one of you has already done all their 120 hours, but you can, you'll need to submit that log sheet that shows that you have 100. It's the honor system. And make sure you are counting everything that you've done, every email you've written, every email you've read, every conversation you've had on Zoom or whatnot. Time that you've taken Googling and researching or whatever you're doing, add all that time together, and you're going to get the magic number is what? 120 hours. So you have to make sure you have at least 120 hours showing up on those final log sheets. And you'll need to do, and I've talked with you about some of you with this in our conferences, because you're not physically handing anything in. There's just going to be a brief I'm going to say one full page, no more than two, sort of what I call like an executive summary of your project. Just so I have a good idea that I can encapsulate it in my brain, what you did. I'll provide more information about what that one pager, no more than two pager executive summary will look like, but it might take you, I don't know, maybe an hour or no more than 3 hours to complete that. Because again, you're not submitting stuff to me to grade. And you also will have to do the presentation. So I guess you guys have three things to do. Log sheet, one pager to two pager, minimum of one page, no more than 2-page executive summary. And then you're going to do the presentation just like everybody's doing the presentation. Again, video down below and presentation rubric if you guys want to get started on that. So that's it. That's what you have to do to complete the course. What we're going to do throughout the course, or I should say, there's going to be two check-ins with you. So one, I'm going to ask that we have a check-in in about 2 to 3 weeks, one of our little phone conference, Zoom or phone conferences that we're going to do. That'll be just kind of brief, making sure we got no major, nothing going out there. Everything's going to finish smooth. And if we do have a little issue, we got some weeks to fix it. So in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'm going to have a link down below. You can go ahead, actually I'll put the link down here as I post this video. You can go ahead and schedule your practicum conference. Then about a week before presentations, maybe a little bit, maybe 2 weeks before, 1 to 2 weeks before presentations, I'm going to check in with you one last time, usually to answer questions about the presentation itself. I've noticed over since we've been doing this, sometimes students get a little nervous about this. So just kind of bring down the nervousness and talk about what historically has produced some really good presentations. And historically, it's the simpler ones. It's the more conversational presentations that have really, I guess, blown us away. The reading off of index cards has been like, ugh, you know. So I mean, they do well, but it's not necessarily the best foot forward. So, but we can talk a little bit over that about what those presentations will look like. So we'll have two practicum conferences that if you don't, I mean, if you want to blow it off, you can. I mean, I'm not going to grade those conferences. They're going to be, but they'll be available to you just for a quick touch base. I would say, especially the presentation one. You know, if things are going great and you want to blow off the first one, that's fine. But the presentation one, just to make sure, I guess to clarify any expectations or anything like that you have with that, maybe we just do that one. But again, you can blow them both off if you want. Totally up to you. But there'll be an opportunity for us to talk and touch base. The practicums, the presentations are all done through Zoom. So hopefully you're pretty familiar with Zoom. It's worked really, really well for us in all the presentations that we've done so far. And that is it, guys. That is it for summer semester. So hopefully it's smooth sailing. You know, again, some of you are already done with your hours. Some of you are like almost like theoretically done with the course. They're just putting together the presentation that will happen at the end of the semester, probably the last 2 weeks of class. Some of you, I know, are banking more hours in the spring than you plan on doing if you're one of the people that banks hours, which, are the project people. Again, make sure you just have that 120 if you're a project person, or you have the correct number of pages, anywhere from 20 to 28 if you are a white paper person. So, but I know some of you have already gotten like your drafts done for your white papers, and you're just fine tuning that too. So I really hope that this summer is smooth sailing for you. I know that spring was kind of challenging for you guys with, with your regular academic coursework. And I know you're doing that academic coursework too this semester. And the classes aren't necessarily easy either in the final. You think that we'd give you a break, but no, we work you right to the end in your final two courses. But students have always come back and said they really, really enjoy those final two courses. So hopefully that makes it a little bit easier as you kind of wind up and complete the program. As always, if you have any questions, best way to get a hold of me is text message me. I think someone's texted me as we've been talking, so I'll see what's going on with them. That's the quickest way to get a hold of me. I get probably 75 to 80 random emails a day, and sometimes things get lost. But text, I'll repost. A lot of you have been doing that all semester, but I'll repost my cell phone down there if you feel comfortable about texting. Email works as well. Again, just sometimes I get inundated with just all kinds of informational email from all different areas of the college and from Bon Secours Mercy Health, and sometimes, hopefully it doesn't get lost in all that noise. But all right, guys, there you go. Everybody have a wonderful and safe summer, and I'll be looking forward to talking with you during our last two final practicum conferences. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.